ICE detains green card holder returning from vacation after 23 years in U.S. A longtime U.S. green card holder from the Philippines was detained by immigration authorities upon returning from a Bahamas vacation, reigniting debate over the deportation risks faced by lawful permanent residents with old criminal convictions. If you are interested in this topic, please pay attention and watch the video through to the end to get all the information. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. A Filipino-born lawful permanent resident of the United States, Sonny Lasquite, is in the custody of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement after being detained upon returning from a vacation in the Bahamas. The arrest has drawn attention to the vulnerability of green card holders with past criminal convictions, even when they have lived in the U.S. for decades and have built deep community ties. Lasquite, who has been a resident of the U.S. for 23 years, was stopped by U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers at Charlotte Douglas International Airport in North Carolina on July 28th, according to family members. He was later transferred to the Stewart Detention Center in Georgia, a facility known for holding immigrants facing deportation proceedings. The red flag that triggered the arrest. Authorities said Lasquite's detention was prompted by a record in the federal database connected to a 2012 narcotics case. At the time, court records show he was charged in the Southern District of New York with possession and intent to distribute Schedule IV controlled substances, including diazepam, alprazolam, zolpidem, and carisoprodol. Between December 2010 and August 2012, prosecutors alleged that Lasquite knowingly engaged in distribution activities. However, records also highlight his extensive cooperation with federal authorities during the investigation. A judge's acknowledgement of cooperation. The court sentenced Lasquite to time served, without imposing additional prison time, and ordered him to pay a $200 fine. For the next decade, according to his family and friends, Lasquite stayed out of legal trouble, maintained steady employment as a banquet server in Las Vegas, and cared for his elderly mother. Family and community rally for support. The news of Lasquite's detention has devastated his loved ones. Supporters quickly launched a GoFundMe campaign to raise $30,000 to cover legal expenses, immigration filing fees, and basic family needs while he remains in detention. The fundraiser describes Lasquite as a selfless individual, always ready to help friends, neighbors, and co-workers. It emphasizes his role as a primary breadwinner for his family, especially his aging mother, whose health has reportedly worsened due to the stress of his detention. As of Monday morning, nearly $11,600 have been raised from 56 donors. Health concerns inside detention. According to family friend and fundraiser organizer Vivian Hirano, Lasquite's physical well-being has been affected during his time at Stewart Detention Center. She claims he has faced delays in receiving blood pressure medication and adequate treatment for a recent fever. Advocates have repeatedly criticized conditions in some IC detention facilities, citing inadequate medical care as a recurring problem. Legal vulnerability for green card holders. Immigration attorney Rosanna Berardi told Newsweek that Lasquite's case is far from unique. Under U.S. immigration law, lawful permanent residents remain susceptible to removal if they are convicted of certain offenses, including drug-related crimes, no matter how long ago the conviction occurred or how much they have since contributed to society. Berardi advised that immigrants eligible for naturalization should pursue U.S. citizenship to protect themselves from deportation based on past convictions. Unlike green card holders, naturalized citizens cannot be removed from the country for such offenses. Federal officials defend enforcement actions. While Lasquite supporters frame his detention as an example of an outdated and overly harsh immigration system, some federal officials defend ICE's actions. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem recently dismissed claims that ICE targets immigrants without criminal convictions. The legal road ahead. Lasquite's immediate future depends on immigration court proceedings that will determine whether his 2012 conviction qualifies as a deportable offense under current U.S. law. Controlled substance convictions often carry mandatory removal consequences, leaving immigration judges with limited discretion, even in cases involving long-term residents with strong community ties. His legal team will likely explore any available waivers or relief options, but these are narrow and often unavailable for drug-related offenses. In the meantime, his family continues to press for his release from detention while his case is pending, a case that raises broader questions. Lasquite's situation underscores a tension between immigration enforcement and humanitarian considerations for lawful permanent residents who have rehabilitated and become active contributors to American society. It also highlights the importance of legal status beyond a green card, the long-lasting impact of criminal convictions, and the role of prosecutor discretion in determining whether removal serves the public interest. For Lasquite's family, however, the issue is deeply personal, keeping a son, brother, and caretaker from being sent away from the only country he has called home for more than 2 decades. As his case moves through immigration court, Lasquite's family and supporters continue to fight for his release, hoping to keep him in the country he has called home for more than 2 decades. That is all for today in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care.
I see detained green card holders returning from a vacation after 23 years in US. Filipino-born US green card holder Sonny Lasquite, a 23-year resident, was detained by US Immigration and Customs Enforcement on July 28 at Charlotte Dulles International Airport after returning from the Bahamas. Authorities flagged a 2012 conviction for possession and intent to distribute scheduled IV narcotics. Despite Lasquite's extensive cooperation with the federal prosecutors, which led to a sentence of time served and no further legal trouble since. Lasquite, a banquet server in Las Vegas and primary caregiver for his elderly mother, is being held at a Stewart detention center in Georgia, where family reports say he faces health issues and inadequate medical care. Supporters have raised over $11,000 of a $30,000 GoFundMe call for legal costs. Immigration attorney Rosanna Barredi noted that lawful permanent residents remain deportable for certain convictions and urged citizenship for protection. DHS Secretary Christina defended IC enforcement against serious offenders. Lasquite's legal options are limited due to immigration law, treating drug conviction as a ground for removal.